Alright, this is my second video on this channel. I wasn't gonna post anymore after the first video, but somehow I managed to get a few hundred views and quite a bit of attention and agreement about captures being stupid. I wasn't expecting that, so thanks for everyone who subscribed and watched that video. I also got some good advice on how to make future videos, so I'm gonna try that for the ones coming. This video probably won't be as relatable as the last one, since I'm talking specifically about Black Ops 7. I played the old Call of Duties and didn't always love everything about them, but this one specifically, Black Ops 7, is the worst. The first thing I want to talk about is the cheaters. This game is riddled with them. Almost every game or second game I play, there's one. If it's not the cheaters, it's the people exploiting or bot lobbies or getting out of the map. People are casually cheating all of the time, and the game just lets them. Ricochet anti-cheat is terrible. I think it's just a placebo at this point. It's almost like having a guard dog, but it's just a stuffed animal. Cheaters have always been in COD and always been annoying, but after nearly 5 years of Ricochet, it doesn't make any sense how they can't fix it still. And I think that COD could easily remove like 70% of cheaters by just banning the whole PC fingerprint and IP instead of just the hardware ID to make it like way harder for them to get unbanned. I also think that COD should be taken off Game Pass because like 90% of cheaters are just paying $1 for an account on Game Pass and just being able to rage cheat or cheat and get banned, just buy another account for $1. It would be a bummer for legitimate people that use Game Pass because they can't afford the game, but I think it's worth it to get rid of the cheaters. Currently, cheaters are risking a $1 Game Pass account, but if COD got taken off of Game Pass, if they were still desperate to cheat, they would just buy accounts on Steam or Battle.net, which would cost like $60, and they're risking like a way more valued account, so much less people would be cheating. Another thing about cheaters is that COD has made it way harder for themselves to find cheaters. They give the players ability to see enemies through walls with scopes and score streaks. So if a cheater's running like UAV and these score streaks and that, it's going to be impossible to tell if he's actually cheating. So I think they should remove all of this wall hack stuff, but obviously they're not going to do that. But there's no point because it won't change and Activision won't do anything about it. The next thing I want to talk about is SBMM, skill-based matchmaking. This annoys me a lot because a lot of the community actually wanted this gone. And basically what this does is it puts bad players against other bad players and good ones with good ones. It just prevents people from getting thrashed. Like say a new player comes into the game and there's some guy who's got like 1,000 hours in game, he just starts like destroying this guy and this guy just doesn't want to play anymore. It stops that from happening. But anyways, COD decided to remove it because the community wanted it gone. Well, some of the community wanted it gone. I actually preferred it in the game because it gives you a fair chance and it's easier to do camos, it's easier to do stuff without just getting absolutely destroyed. So I think they should add that back because it was pretty much pointless to remove it. The only people that benefited were the sweats already. The people who were sweaty and could fly through lobbies, now they can just fly through lobbies even faster. Another thing is doing the camo challenges. I've always managed to complete camo challenges, but these camo challenges for this game are either too easy or too hard. I have massive respect for anyone who gets gold on the Arc rocket launcher or Tempest on the melee weapons. I'm popping a blood vessel trying to get this done. Another thing is the bot lobbies, which is I mentioned with cheating. They're everywhere, and I live in New Zealand, so like Sydney servers where there's not a lot of players. So a lot of people use our servers as bot lobbies, so finding a normal game takes a while. Here's a screenshot I found of a bot lobby which I was just in the other day. This guy was just running around killing AFK players on the enemy team. They all had like this robotic name. Now before I talk about zombies, I just want to say that chat bans are ridiculous. I see so many people say just GG in the chat and apparently break the code of conduct and get chat banned. It makes no sense. But anyways, on to zombies. This is the biggest letdown. I saw teasers of this game being a BO2 remake or a sequel and saw teasers about Transit as a zombies map or an inspired map. And I played Black Ops 2 the most out of all CODs. I was on the Xbox 360, it was a great time. I would come home from school and just play with my friends, split screen. Transit zombies, it was so great. But I like the maps where it's somewhat tight and has a mix of open areas, but they're not too open. It's not like MW3 Warzone zombies, I hated that. And then seeing Ashes of the Damned being the Transit remake, it was such a big letdown, man. I didn't enjoy that at all. I guess a lot of people did, but in my opinion, I just thought it was just terrible. I was hoping for a bus and a less open map, and the fog areas just seemed weird because I was hoping it would be more mysterious. Something in Black Ops 2 which I liked was the mystery of the fog. I didn't know what was in there and all the weird creatures, but now you can just drive around and see everything. I don't know. It was kind of like mysterious and freaky back then, but now it's just like you already know, and it's not that scary. I enjoy farm in survival mode, but it feels like such a letdown to me that that's the only map that I'm enjoying, and there's only 2 maps so far. So hopefully when Season 1 drops, it recovers itself. Talking about the campaign, I actually love Call of Duty campaigns. I like playing them. I like story-based games. And I've heard that a lot of people actually like this campaign, but I don't like running around in an open world. It feels like Far Cry without the fun. And half the time when you're playing, it just turns out you're hallucinating, and just the players just somehow know what to do. And whenever they start hallucinating, they start freaking out again. It just seems super repetitive and doesn't make much sense. The only reason I'm playing it right now is because I have somewhat of a tradition where I go for the max camo, and then I start, mucking around and enjoying the game. But as soon as I get this max camo, I'm never touching this game again. I genuinely think that Activision are trying to make the most uninteresting games. This game had a budget of $700 million, and it makes me just want to go play Roblox Phantom Forces. They're probably laundering money or something. I don't even know how you can make this many bad decisions back to back. This game literally just feels like a DLC for Black Ops 6. Maybe I'm just reaching an age where games aren't fun anymore, but I'm not really sure, because when I go back to MW2 and Black Ops 2, I'm having just as much fun as when those games when I was playing them when I was a kid. But anyways, I think that if the game wants to recover itself and have the community start liking it, I think they should remove it from Game Pass, ban cheaters' IPs and whole PC, not just like certain hardware ID components. My next video I won't be talking about COD, I'm just sick of this game. If you agree, let me know in the comments. If you like this video, leave a like. I'm hoping this video gets viewed by some people. That's all for this video.